Hello everyone, welcome to another movie review. Today I watched a film in theaters a few hours ago, a movie called Cabin in the Woods. And let me just say, oh my god, this is literally the best film to come out yet this year. Maybe even in the past decade, because it is literally on par with some really good horror films. Anyways, let me tell you about the basic premise of the film. It involves 5 college students. And these college students, they get in an RV, decide to go out to, a cabin in the woods, to get laid, get drunk, party, have fun, what regular college students like to do. And that's all I'm going to tell you about the plot, because I feel like I tell you anymore, it'll give some plot points away. Anyways, let's just say, the less you know about the film, the better. If you see a trailer of the film, turn it off. Hit the remote, definitely, because this is one of those films where you need to know nothing going into it. Don't look up anything. That's just my full opinion. Anyways, back to the review. As for my opinion of this film is just a homage to horror films, in general. It's such an original, such a creative, such an innovative idea. I love, Drew Goddard, wrote the screenplay for Cloverfield, and Cloverfield's a great film. Anyways, this was his first film that he directed, and Josh Weldon also, Josh Weldon and both Drew both wrote the script for this film, but just Drew directed it. And the dialogue is just great in the film. There's some really cool and memorable quotes. This film is just truly a remarkable film. And some of the reasons they state for making this film is that Drew Goddard said that he felt that the genre of horror has devolved into this introduction of a film genre called torture porn. And if you guys watch my Human Centipede 2 review, you know my opinion of the word torture porn. Anyways, back to the review. Anyways, he said that he felt like horror has devolved into that. And here's what this quote says. It says, on another level, it's a serious critique of what we love and what we don't about horror movies. I love being scared. I love that mixture of thrill, horror, that objectification, identification thing of wanting definitely for the people to be alright, but at the same time hoping they'll go somewhere dark and face something awful. The things that I don't like are kids acting like idiots. The de-evolution of the horror movie into torture porn and into a long series of sadistic comeuppance. And Drew and I both felt that the pendulum had swung a little too far in that direction. That pretty much sums up, he felt that horror films in the past few years have kind of, just devolved into this kind of torture porn thing. And with this film, he tried to create something original and just something, like I said earlier, just a truly remarkable film. And I do believe that both Drew and Gosh have succeeded in what they were trying to do. Just kind of a fun fact, the film was actually going to be released in 2009, because I'll put a link in the description, but according to Wikipedia, the film had actually been finished on May 29th of 2009. Film was filmed in Canada. Anyways, it had actually been finished then, and they were actually going to release it a few months later, but it was pushed back to 2010, and then even delayed to 2011, just so the film could be converted to 3D. But as you know now, when you go see it, the film's not in 3D, and pretty much they had budget problems. The main thing was budget and 3D. For 3 years, literally, they argued, whether the film should not. Now, don't get me wrong, I love 3D films, I really do. I really support 3D. A lot of people are kind of against it. They feel that 3D is kind of a gimmick, and it is, But me myself, I love 3D. Anyways, that's another story for another time. What I was going to say though is that the film was pretty much delayed for 3 years. The sole fact that the studio wanted the film to be in 3D, but Josh and Drew did not. So for pretty much 3 years, they were like, they pretty much argued about it. And finally, Friday the 13th, April 13th of this year, they're like, heck with it, 2D. Let's put this movie out there and show fans what we got. Anyways, I just thought that was kind of a fun fact about the film. I'm glad it was in 2D, because it's not one of those films that really needed to be in 3D. It fits as a 2D film. Anyways, like I said earlier, do not look up any trailers for the film. It'll really ruin the movie experience, because this is one of those films, the less you know about, the more you get out of the film. Cabin in the Woods is probably one of my all-time favorite movies. It's a homage to what horror is in general, deconstructs the genre, breaks it down to its core, and reminds us of why we need horror movies as a genre itself. Anyways, that's my review of Cabin in the Woods. Like, comment, subscribe to the page, and I'll see you guys later with another movie review.